Good morning. This is Lola at LolaWrist.com, also known Flick of the Wrist. We've done both. That Flick of the Wrist was an old one, but I've got to get my Facebook up, so give me a minute and we'll get that going, and then we'll get back and get started. Always have to wait a few seconds for it to load up here, and there it is already. Good morning, Arla. Nice to have you with us. Hey, Sandy it is nice to have you with us today. Jamie, nice to have you here. Nice to get together, guys, on this, even though it should be a beautiful day. Doris, nice to have you join us too. Sun shining's over here. It's supposed to be, I don't know, maybe in the 50s today, Jim? 60s or 50s. It's like, yes, I am so ready. I never thought I was the kind of person that would be a snowbird, that would want to go south during the winter. I feel that way this year. This year, more than any other year, I have felt that way. So anyhow, all right, so we've got this going, and we're going to get going here pretty fast. Hello, Susan. It's nice to have you join us today, too. So, Susan, you're new to this with us, being here live. On Monday mornings, I kind of just, I craft on the fly. I have an idea in my head what I'm going to do, but then if I haven't ever sat down and actually got it to work yet. So you guys have to kind of see me as I craft and kind of put together, and we may have to make some adjustments along the way. Bev, it's nice to have you with us too. I have at 10 o'clock today, I am heading out to the church. Sue Ellison, you're with us. Nice to have. Oh, you've watched this on the replay, so you know I'm kind of scatterbrained too. And you live in Florida. Well, we'll be going to Florida soon. So anyhow, I am going to turn this around and get this going here. Okay. I have my timer set on my microwave, so if you hear it beep, I know that I have to finish because I have to be out at the church by 10 o'clock today. So we're going to start here, and we're going to do something with the pansies. I love the pansies. I don't know. I'm ready to walk into a store and see some pretty pansy faces. Fancy. I just love them. But anyhow, I'm going to show you. We've been talking about a little bit with it, and I told you that you could cut just the pansies by themselves from the paper. They have dies that will fit just those. Let me pull the dies open. I don't keep my dies as neat as a lot of people do. Okay, so you have dies that will actually cut the actual pansies in the paper. You also can stamp the pansies, and then you could cut them. Here's one that I'm talking about on today's card. I could have come back and I could have cut it out and popped it up with dimensionals and done it that way. So there's two different ways to use the pansy dies. Then there is another one that I've not done where it gives you all the ruffly edges and adds to the pansy. And the final one is the one that I'm doing today. And that one is going to be using these dies. These dies are the ones that are going to cut and emboss at the same time. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Jonna. Nice to have you with us. Yeah, she says she can't wait for the retreat. We started yesterday. I've started cutting cardstock. All the supplies are in. I am like loaded down with stuff, but I'm excited too. So today, what we're going to do is use this set of dies, and the only stamp I'm going to use is the actual stamp for a greeting. And we're going to make a little picture frame, okay? That's the goal. That is my goal. Now, whether or not it works, we'll see. All right, so I have sat down and I've cut some pansy pieces out. Each pansy takes 5 pieces, at least, minimum. It takes 2 of the big pieces in the back. I guess they're not the big pieces because they're like a quarter of a pansy circle. And then it takes a face in front. Then it takes the little throat. And finally, it takes the center dot, which is right here. And all of those dies are in this. So I'm gonna put these back in here and put them in my little bowls. I love these little bowls, Dollar Tree, $4, for a buck, I love it. I guess now it's more for $1.25. Good morning, Roberta, nice to have you with us. I'm gonna do 3 pansy combinations. I have one that is all white. I have one that is all fresh freesia. And then I have one that is a mixture of pale papaya and the Calypso Coral one, okay? So let's start off with the white one. Since these are already embossed, all I have to do is add some color and it is good to go. So I'm gonna take the polished pink, which I have to say, of all the pinks that we have, this is probably my favorite of them. And I'm just gonna ink up a sponge dauber, and I'm just gonna come in here and lay some ink on the edges to really give it a pink tint. And then you can come back and you can lay some farther on top. It's always hard when you go to the garden stores at the beginning of the year and you're just starting to see the flowers and you think, oh, which color do I like? Which ones do I like? And pansies is one of those, my gosh, they come in so many color combinations. Okay, so I've got the pink and I'm just kind of laying it in here. It is actually better to start with less ink. I like to do the edge. Some people do this, and then I think they get really dark at the top. So I literally come from the side. And then after I've gotten rid of some of that excess ink, see, I've put a smudge there. Then I come back here lightly and I just go on top. Okay. So let's put a pansy together. I noticed that sponge dauber was kind of coming apart. Okay, so to do the pansy, we're gonna take this bigger piece here and I'm gonna lay a little bit of adhesive on the back side. You can use adhesive, you can use glue dots, it's whatever you wanna use. And I'm gonna take one of these pieces and I'm just gonna kind of angle it in here. There is no real right and wrong to it, it's just playing with it. Just playing with it. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I have to put a little more adhesive now across that one. And I'm just gonna come in here and lay that in. Okay? Now, let's go on ahead and let's just finish this one up. Let's go on ahead and get the dot out and that Blackberry, that's a Blackberry Bliss throat. And I'm just gonna put that in here. So how many of you use this acrylic mat? I think I ask this a lot. I love my acrylic mat. I use it all the time. All the time. For this alone. Okay, and I'm gonna put the throat in here. It just fits right there. And then I'm gonna put the dot in and we move on to pansy number 2. Doris, I think I saw that you said it's supposed to be warmer up there in Iowa too today. Although, Susan, you must be really warm down in Florida. Although I just talked to someone, we're leaving for Florida in 3 weeks. And I was just talking to the resort and she said, it's cold down there. And I'm like, oh no, 50 some this morning. That's pretty good. So there's one pansy. All right, let's do another one. This time, let's take Blackberry Bliss. I love the tweezers too, Jonna. So if you haven't got the tweezers, those are from, I got those at Amazon, but I got them because Chris Howe gave me a pair and I loved them, so I got them for my team members for Christmas. And I stuck those in their packaging. So I'm gonna take Blackberry Bliss and put that on top of the fresh freesia. I like Blackberry Bliss more so with fresh freesia than I do Gorgeous Grape. I think Gorgeous Grape's got a little bit too much blue to it for fresh freesia. You know, it's a personal preference. Personal preference. Susan, it's 74 and cloudy now, but it'll be 84 and sunny by 1 p.m. Gosh darn it. Okay. Lucky you. Lucky you. It is, though, supposed to be close to 70 this week, I think.
71 Wednesday.
Wednesday, Jim said 71 on Ash Wednesday. So, and if we're lucky, we will get through Thursday with no snow. This would be the last 3 Thursdays we have had snow and weather, and it's been yucky. Okay. All right, so there's enough of that. So did any of you, I've made reference about the Blackberry Bliss. I know a couple of people commented about it. Anybody else notice their Blackberry Bliss getting kind of, it's not mold, but it's like a crystally effect on top of it? I know Lynn up in Michigan commented about it. She was. And it's just kind of laying this in here how you think it should lay. If it doesn't work, you look right, you go back and you do another one, and you move a petal, okay? All right, come back, and I'm gonna glue these down. Oh, Susan, you work from home? You know, that's become the norm anymore, isn't it? My daughter works for Enterprise Corporate in St. Louis at their corporate office, and she goes in maybe once or twice a month. And that's the way of the world anymore. They've actually, she said, Enterprises, you know, some of these buildings that they were leasing, they have gotten out of their leases now and don't plan on going back. So, all right. So let me put these down again. It's hard. You go in to find some place that's got pansies, and when you go in, it's like, which ones do you get? Because they all look so happy and cheerful. They all look so happy and cheerful. Susan, you're noticing it too? Yeah, it'll. And I don't know why Stampin' Up! Really hasn't come up with an answer of what is going on with them. Usually it's these darker red cones like this and the purples, but I will tell you my Mango Melody looks atrocious. All right, now we're going to change it up. Now we're going to go to Calypso Coral, and we're going to take Calypso Coral and we're going to put first on top of Pale Papaya. On top of Pale Papaya. So our card ministry, we're going to meet today for those that can, and I know that there are several here that maybe aren't going to be able to be there. That's fine. We'll be fine. Chris, our church secretary, is helping out with these. She designed the cards for today. And we're making a couple of extra steps by printing them so that we don't have to stamp the insides and stuff. It gets a little faster. So I'm taking Calypso Coral on top of Calypso Coral. So because that is tone on tone, I'm going to lay it in maybe a little heavier than I was on the peach or the Pale Papaya. You ever notice the alliteration? Pale Papaya, Polish Pink, Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral. Double, the letters always sound, you know, PP for Polish Pink. The other thing is Jim always laughed. He's like, I think they have a food fetish because so many of your colors are named after foods. You know, yours to be always artichoke and Blackberry Bliss. And see, there's that alliteration going again. All right. So we're done with that. We're gonna set this aside. If you don't have sponge daubers, you need to pick some of those up. And I, a lot of times, will take those and put those in a tub, like a little margarine tub, and just soak them. After a while, then you have to get rid of them, but you know, you can get by 2 or 3 times. Yes, Susan, I am doing a fundraiser for the kids at our church. We're doing it in April. We've got the grant. It was written, and we're going to wait until we get through March because we got retreat and with me being gone. But we're going to come back in end of March, 1st of April, and do our cards. And I will be posting more information on those. The kids they had a nice total already going yesterday because they were announcing it at church that they had several $100s. And okay, so we've got our throat and we've got our yellow dot. I kind of like this too. I like it with the darker color petals behind it. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to put that here. And I have some really exciting news. For those of you that have been with us for a while, if you'll remember back to May of last year, one of our dear friends at my school that I taught at for many, many years, her last day of school, she wasn't feeling well and hadn't been feeling well all week. They rushed her to the hospital from school, and they rushed her immediately from the hospital. They airlifted her to St. Luke's in Kansas City, and within that night, they already had known that she was going to need a heart transplant. A heart transplant, 40-some years old. And we did a huge fundraiser for her with cards, and we did I was so proud of everybody and participating and helping with that. We were able to give a nice total to her, and she had multiple issues. She had a stroke come in, and by the way, these are just little pieces that are like little petals or little flowers getting ready to open. Anyhow, I talked to Jen this week. And girls, Jen is going to be back in school as of Monday the 7th. She has been out of school all this time, dealing with issues from her stroke. She had a stroke in the hospital after the heart transplant, and issues with her sight. And she is going to be at school, going to school come Monday. She's going back in the classroom. And I could not ask for anything more exciting for my birthday than to have that happen for her. And I hope and pray that you will keep her in your hearts and prayers this week, because this is going to be nerve-wracking for her. It will be. It will be. But we are so excited for her. So, all right. So this one just sits here on top of that. And there it looks like the little bloom is not quite opened up. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? So we got that one. We're going to put this one on top. Have this one. Okay, so there's the flowers that we're using. So we got 2 blooms, 3 blooms, and 2 little ones that have not opened up yet. Oh, thank you, Anna. Anna, I appreciate that. And Doris, Arla, thank you so much. I'll be posting about her because I said I couldn't ask for a better birthday gift on the 7th. That is perfect for her. I'm thrilled. So these are the leaves that come in the set. And again, I went with the ones that were embossed. I've not stamped anything. So I'm going to go on ahead. I put some of them already together. I'm going to go on ahead and put 2 of them together for you. I went with the soft succulent on the bottom, and on the top, it's like a shadow effect, and it's just going to be evening evergreen. The reason I could have gone in the opposite direction, but I went this way because my background is going to be black. And I thought the leaf would show better with the soft succulent on the bottom. Gotta get these things, girls. These tweezers. They're like, I don't know, maybe $10, but you get 3 of them so you can split them with 2 other people. Hello. Okay. And they hold it and they lock. They work great for ribbon, but I find just as much luck using them for stuff like this. Okay, so there's our ribbon, our leaves. We got our leaves. We got our bowl emptied. We got 7 leaves, 3 bigs and 4 littles. All right, we have 2 more things we have to do. We have 2 stems that are just like this. And they're the ones that go on top of this little piece here, okay? So I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna put a glue dot back here. And another one for this one. Celebration goes off today, girls. So, and then there is a new sale that is coming. Stampin' Up is putting their mini Stampin' Cut embossing stamp. I never get it right. Stampin' Emboss. I don't know. They're putting the mini one on sale. Ordered the tweezers, the sponge dauber, and non-stick scissors snips from Amazon. Good job. Good job, Doris. All right. Anyhow, they're putting their little mini one on sale for 20% off. And they're also putting on select, aren't those adorable? Select bundles that will coordinate with the mini. So they're going to be the ones, a lot of them that are in the annual catalog. And so they're also doing 3 of them, like the sunflowers, and I don't remember which one, but I did post it on my blog, the listing. Okay, so I have taken a piece of 5x5 DSP, and this is the one from the Hostess set. There's a Hostess set in the annual catalog of DSP, and it's like 48 pieces of paper. And so you get like 4 maybe of each of these pieces of each pattern. One side is black and white, and the other side is real bright colors, which would work great for kid cards and things, but I really like black and white. And I love to do frames. That is one of my favorite things. I have lots of framed art around my house that I change out monthly. And so I'm gonna build a pansy frame. This is from the Hippo die. It can go this way, but I kind of like this look of it more longer than it is. To me, it just has a more longer look than it does if this one is, I don't like those 2 points. That's what it is. I don't like the 2 points pointing up and down. I like this. So I'm gonna start with this, and I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put a greeting on here. And I went with a greeting that is in that's flowering tulips that says, "Let today be the start of something new." And we're gonna ink that up with Memento. So this is the one stamp I'm actually gonna use, girls. My one stamp for the day on this. I may not have gotten a really good ink. This one may be kind of dry, but we're gonna go with it. And I'm gonna try to get it as far over as I can. Make this sure up and straight, up and down. And I'm gonna do this as far over as I can and hope I got it even. Pattern party, that's right. Thanks, Doris. Pattern party. Okay, so this is let today be the start of something new. So we're gonna put this down on top of here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay our pansies in here. And I may not get all 3 in. I may only need to have a couple. I don't know. We'll see. I told you I haven't been able to, I didn't play with this ahead of time to see what was gonna work and what wasn't gonna work. So I come down here, I could put all 3 in. I bet I could do this. Okay, so we're gonna put this down here with tape. My snail. And I want to keep it off-centered. I'm gonna angle it over so that I have more room to put the pansies. So I'm gonna put it off to the side, purposely off-centering it, or off-center, perfectly pushing it off-center, okay? All right, now, if I'm gonna build, how am I gonna do this? Which one do I like best? I like that purple one a lot. I like that purple one a lot. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna come up here and just kind of lay in. I'm not gonna push it down real hard because I may have to move stuff. I may have to lift and turn it. Let's maybe turn this one a little this way. And we'll put this one on dimensionals. So I did my Stamp and Sip group this week. We are doing a sampler, a big 12 by 12 sampler. But I also like to offer some cards for those that like cards. Okay, so I've got those in. Now where did I go with my little stimmy pieces? Let's see if we can figure these out. So I'm just playing, guys. So you might be saying, oh, do this, Lola, do that. I can't hear you. So I kind of like that one there, though. So I'm going to put a piece of dimensional behind it to pop that up. But then I'm going to put a glue dot on the end, if I can get it off of here. But anyhow, see, I can see this on a card too, even though you may not be a person that would use like a lot of framed items sitting around. You could do this with a, well, I can't get that loose from the glue dot. You could do this on a card with just a couple of these flowers. And I forgot to pull the paper on this. There it is. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. This one's even tucked down already. Let's put a piece of dimensional behind that. And then the only thing left to do is to tuck in some leaves. And I'm going to use those with glue dots. I like the framed ideas. People like, you know, I have a lot of people that don't do cards anymore. They don't send cards, but they love to have framed ideas for gifts and for just for home decor pieces. Now, by using the soft succulent on the bottom, I felt like it made the leaves pop a little more than if I had put the evening evergreen on the bottom. You would have literally lost this part of the leaf. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now let's put this one on. And we are not too far from being done, and I can head to church. Okay, so I'm going to poke that in on a dimensional. This one, I'm going to put it down with a glue dot. And I get my frames, I'm in Michaels a lot over the years, over the Michaels and Hobby Lobby, but I have better luck with Michaels framing. I have better luck with Michaels frames, finding them. And they have frames on sale all the time. Every time you turn around, they got another sale going. Okay? So I'm forever checking out the frames to see what's out here that I can use. What's out here that I can use. Okay. So. Okay, guys. I could maybe tuck one more in there. Kind of like that. Sorry about that. Phone calls come through. I have to keep moving. Okay, and I'm going to put this one down with a glue dot, and we are going to be done. And isn't that cute? You can go to Dollar Tree too and get frames. Easy, easy. All right, and then I have the gems over here. Since this was Polished Pink and Fresh Freesia and Pale Papaya, I can put a few of these gems on. So let's just stick a few in here, not many. And we are done. Well, let's do a soft succulent. And I am finished. And didn't that turn out cute? Except I can't get that gem out. There it goes. All right, now we're gonna press it all down, and there it is. I think that turned out really, really cute, guys. So, playing with the pansies, remember that even though there's stamped pansies in there, the dies are just as valuable. They truly are. They're just as valuable, and you can do, I think you can do every bit as much with the dies as just all the stamps. And they look intimidating. Quite honestly, it does. It does. It looks very intimidating because you have so many little pieces, and that makes it much more harder to play with, but you just need to sit down and play with it. Hey, Maureen, it's nice to have you join us. How are you, my dear? Good to have you with us from Arizona. All right, guys, Arla, Jamie, Doris, Susan, Jonna, I don't know who all was here. I can't remember. I know I saw Bev Dittmer and Sue and Sandy and Cindy, whoever else is here. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoy it. Go out and play with some pansies. Make the sun shine for you for some pansies. And this one will be on sale beginning tomorrow. The Pansy Patch is on sale for 20% off as a bundle. And I will tell you that I did read it said this is limited quantities or it's low inventory. And it did say something about limited while supply lasts. So I don't know if the pansies, if they sell out before then, if it'll be gone or what. But if you haven't got the pansies, look at them. Kind of fun. Hey, Sandy, sending you hugs, my friend. Thinking of you. We will talk to you guys later. I'm off to church. Bye-bye.